We're about to head into MOUZ versus Intrepid Fox, our second game of the day. I'm here with Kadral, ready to break down all the action. And of course, mousesports are a flashy team. Everybody likes to see this team play, notably because of the kind of skill check play style that they have, in the sense if they are better than you, they will stomp you.
Yeah.
And I'm very much looking forward to this because mousesports are very heavy on the brawl, Intrepid Fox are very heavy on the brawl.
So it's a bloodbath. It's an absolute bloodbath, this game. Some target bans coming out again from blue side. Cassio want to punish his comfort champs, the Caitlyn banned away, so there's going to be no first pick Caitlyn here, no sort of, which some teams like to do, they like to test you. It's like, okay, we're going to leave Caitlyn up, and if you first pick it, we're going to try and answer for it, and then we'll see if you're comfortable on it, because that's the thing with scrims, right? Sometimes when you scrim, Caitlyn might be permabanned, so you have no practice on it, so you can get caught off guard. So
ooh, Tolkin.
Got banned. Yep.
So I don't know if you guys have seen mousesports, but they very commonly B3 Urgot, regardless of the matchup they're facing up against. They will just blind Urgot for Tolkin in a lot of scenarios, and I feel like Tolkin has kind of gone under the radar. He's been a very solid performing top laner in this competition.
He definitely is. He has his two comfort picks in Urgot GP. He's also flexible on tanks, so two mid bans coming out from the side of MOUZ. Kalista could be banned out from the side of Intrepid Fox here. Could be a good first pick for the side of MOUZ if they're not too comfortable on the Akali ban comes out. Okay, so no first pick Akali. Leader's champion pool's a little bit shortened here. The Irelia and the Akali out, but he's still got loads of picks left. He's still got like champions like the Zed, the Yasuo, the Sylas. So Leader's the melee champion king.
He is, and Sylas has been something that he's played a lot of in the European Masters thus far, and had some great performances on it. Let's see where MOUZ choose to go. Kalista on the menu, as you said, but it's going to be Shen first pick. So Shen is going to be the first pick lock-in here for MOUZ.
That could be a Shen jungle. You've got the River Shen, you've got the support Shen flex, top lane Shen flex. So good first pick by MOUZ, I'd say. I mean, there's enough ADs open to sort of not really have to first pick the Ashe. You know, you could go for Kalista, Ashe, Jhin, Ezreal, all four are kind of open the meta ADs. So they should be fine on the AD department. First picking something like a flex is always good on blue side, but that does leave open the Lucien, which is also a pretty good flex for Intrepid Fox. So it depends if Intrepid Fox want to do what Fnatic did. Do we pick away Lucien and Ashe or Lucien and Senna and then kind of kill the flex straight away almost? But they could also go for something like a jungler or a support, something like a Nautilus, a Sett, something like this.
See, Intrepid Fox have got plenty of options, lots of power picks left available just because of how targeted this banning phase has been in those first rotations. Really only Caitlyn being the major power pick that is kind of dropped off the menu here. Ashe still available. Thresh up here, something that promisq will play in a lot of scenarios, and it will be taken away. So now MOUZ have got a pretty solid set of champions left available. Yeah,
it does cover the Kalista Thresh B2, B3 from the side of MOUZ. I think they really like their Kalista Thresh, Jeskla and promisq, so that kind of denies that combo, but it could give them a Kalista Nautilus, which is just as strong. They could go for something like the Ashe Nautilus, Kalista Nautilus, keep the Shen flex alive for top jungle, and maybe want to kill it here with the support pick, or maybe even pick away one of Leader's champs, because then he might get pinched a bit more.
Yeah, you're right with the Kalista, and I think that's probably what they were considering, especially with the Shen. Like Kalista Shen is a great combo as well, just because, you know, adds the safety of that pick. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Nautilus lock in here. It gives them a very strong bot lane. It's generally the answer when Thresh isn't available. You always go Kalista Nautilus for the most part.
Kalista Nautilus, Kalista Leona, Kalista Sett, all these engaged champs are really good with Kalista because you can just throw them in, pull them out. So super good bot lane from MOUZ. I think the Thresh pick was kind of needed because if you give them Kalista Thresh and you're picking like Lucien and your jungler, you only have one pick for bot lane, so you're going to get banned out, right? So reactive picks here from the side of Intrepid Fox. I think that an Ashe would fit into comp pretty nicely here. Even an Ezreal is quite safe, but you have the Thresh already, so MOUZ have drafted a really strong bot lane and got the Shen ult to help it, so they definitely need to pick something safe in the AD role. Ashe or Ezreal are probably the best two, but they're going to go for Lillia instead.
So Lillia for LeBron in the jungle. LeBron has kind of been one of the better performing members of Intrepid Fox, kind of been the playmaker, the guy that has driven. Even though they haven't won, he has been kind of the guy making flashy plays and giving them the platforms to try and capitalize on, which they haven't been able to do thus far. The Hecarim will be banned away here. Ashe getting taken off the menu, so I think, you know, mousesports are assuming that Lucien will be flexed to either top or mid.
Yeah,
and we probably won't see a Lucien bot. We don't tend to see too much Lucien bot these days, but we have been surprised.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Intrepid Fox drafts so far. I think picking something like the Ashe could have been really useful because it is a known counter to Kalista in a sense that you can slow her when she auto-attacks so she can't hit as fast, and also you have the volley to get the push, so they're definitely not getting any bot push here. They could ban out Ashe Jhin. I think Senna is not really needed to be banned here. I think something like the Jhin would be a better ban. Even an Ezreal is arguable, but it would just make it so they lose the lane. So I think Jhin ban is pretty safe here from MOUZ. But now it's all down to the mid lane pool. There's jungles banned out. I think the Shen is probably going jungle, so I'd like to see something like a GP Sylas from the side of MOUZ, or something like even a Zed or and something like this.
Obsess obviously known for his Nocturne play, so that's going to get taken off. Though, like you said, you are assuming that Shen is going to go jungle, so these jungle bans probably not going to have the
that
impact.
Malphite ban actually gives it away, I think.
Yeah.
They're definitely looking at something top. I'm not really sure what they're looking at. Maybe something like a Wukong here because of the Malphite ban. The Malphite ban kind of gives away that Shen's going into the jungle, I think. And what are they going to pick AD here?
If it's a Tristana, we haven't seen a huge amount of Tristana in this competition, but she's still
Draven.
Draven is kind of a pick that I know people like to try and play into Kalista because of the short range, right? Yeah,
Draven is good. Good is a different word to use. It's very volatile to pick into Kalista. Kalista wins the lane and has to push and wins skirmishes, but Draven does the same kind of thing. So MOUZ and Intrepid Fox have drafted really volatile bot lanes here. They drafted hooks, they drafted all-ins, they drafted really hard early game fighting. So it's good that MOUZ have a Shen. You need some more support, I think, here for the side of MOUZ. Maybe an early game jungle mid prio, so you can help the jungle mid into bot lane. The Ekko is going to be picked up from the side of MOUZ here. So that means Punisher will get the counter pick in mid. He could run the Lucien, which is still being flexed, or they can put the Lucien top. So I'd like to see some frontliner engage here, some more from MOUZ. A GP could work, but I'd like to see something like an Orin or a Sion that definitely shuts down the Draven and stops him from being able to hit in fights.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of damage as well with the Ekko coming through here as well. And Shen does kind of like an arguable amount of damage in the sense of the fact that he's a little bit undervalued in terms of the damage output that he has. Sett being thought of and will be locked in. Still has flexibility, could go top or jungle, obviously. So we still could see a top lane Shen coming out for Tolkin. Let's see where Intrepid Fox choose to round out their composition. It could be a Renekton in the mid, it could be Renekton in top, we just don't know. And very flexible drafts. I'm very excited to see where everything ends up.
I like the round out from Intrepid Fox. They match the bot lane prio. They have double AD solo lanes with Lillia. They have a Lucien mid with prio into Ekko. And this MOUZ, they have a flex on the Sett Shen. I think the Malphite ban was basically to stop them getting Malphite into Kalista because that's really difficult for Kalista to team fight against a Malphite. So the Shen might end up going top. I think it's safer into the Renekton than the Sett is because if you have a volatile top and a volatile bot, then it's a bit difficult to play the map. So the early game jungle prio is definitely what they need to help out this mid jungle. And I actually think both comps are pretty good overall. You have good 1-4 with the side of MOUZ and the Shen ult for the Ekko on sides. You have good 1-3-1 from Intrepid Fox. You have good early game from both compositions, but bot lane is going to be Armageddon.
Doesn't that kind of sum up this matchup, though? Like, brawl-heavy, skirmish-heavy teams, and we have a bot lane that is just pure Armageddon. I'm expecting a lot of bot lane focus. I imagine the Shen and Renekton is going to be left to their own devices for the most part.
Well, Lillia is really good at playing into Renekton's lane because she has really good setup. She's really good at playing into Lucien's lane because the 2v2 is really beneficial for them. But honestly, bot lane is Armageddon. I think there's going to be lots of fighting. 2 Halo Blades. They've even got an exhaust on the side of Kalista and an Ignite, so they definitely want to fight. They definitely want to shut down this Draven because if Intrepid Fox does fall behind in the bot lane and the Kalista does get ahead, it's going to be difficult for them to teamfight. I mean, if the Draven's behind, that's definitely not what you want. So both junglers here, you could see an early invade from the side of MOUZ. They have a really good level 1 setup. Maybe even a level 1 invade from the side of Intrepid Fox, try and get some bots push, maybe even push out the enemy jungle from bot side. But we'll see what happens, but I'm convinced bot lane's Armageddon.
I'm very much excited to see it. I have to be honest, though, MOUZ's performance in this group is really important, not only for themselves, but for the Prime League as a whole, because they had 3 seeds in the group stages. They had Schalke, obviously with Gamer Legion making it through, and MOUZ being that first seed coming through from the Prime League. Schalke have been knocked out. Gamer Legion are not guaranteed qualification. They have to fight up against Movistar Riders tomorrow. And MOUZ are the last hope for a guaranteed qualification out of groups into those quarterfinal stages. And honestly, 2020 has not been an excellent year for the Prime League in the European Masters. That big surge in 2019, I didn't even mean to make the pun there, but when Big ended up winning in summer 2019, it was a huge deal.
Is this a level 1 gank mid from Tolkin?
Is it? I mean, wow. They're really trying to put pressure on Punisher here, maybe even forcing his flash out immediately. Leader happy to take the trade, but
well played from Punisher. And bot lane's fighting too.
Yeah, bot lane's fighting too. You said it was Armageddon. I mean, they are straight up going in. promisq taken super low in that engage.
So something you might not have identified here is Obsess started on red buff because they put a ward in river. Gagai and Kyouma were just fake pressuring the invade on bot side by walking up, putting a ward on the Raptors, which forced Obsess to start bot side, because if he was to start on blue and they did late invade, he's losing his bot side, so it means the map will be split. So Obsess is going to have to clear up here and then clear back down, so he's going to be a lot later than LeBron getting into this bot side. And Exhaust has already been used, Ignite's already been used, and the lane was 10 seconds in. So it's going to be a fist fight down here.
You said it, and almost 10 seconds into the night, literally 10 seconds into the game, they've proved you right. This
level 1 gank mid, all in bot level 1 as well. So yeah, Obsess is going to get the Gromp here. I think bot crab's definitely really important. The Kalista Nautilus have the push in the early game, so that's really useful. They'll get a ward onto where LeBron is. Maybe they can even push him out if they want to, but he has the smite. It's probably not worth investing tempo there. And mid lane looks to be...
just reset!
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Oh, FF.
God, you hate to see it. He smited it as well.
I've been in that situation so many times as a jungler, and it's it sucks. It sucks a lot, but you can see they're using their jungle prio and bot prio to help mid here. Level 1 gank and now level 2 gank. So Obsess has been here for about 30 seconds. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, Obsess is coming through now. Punisher.
Oh, look at Jeskla.
They really want to put Punisher under the thumb here in this matchup. Obsess is going to flash on him. Oh my word. I made a joke about Leader having a service bell, you know, like a butler service bell for his team. You're not even joking. He must have rang it at the start of the game for Punisher here.
Well, yeah. When you have Leader on your team and enemy team has Punisher, there's going to be so much fighting. Lucien with Ignite, the Ekko early trading with the E level 1, and MOUZ will lose a little bit for this. They're going to lose some sort of a little bit of XP from the bot wave, but Obsess is already here for another fist fight.
He's already down on the bot side of the map. He's going to Hex Flash in just to close the distance a bit better. We'll have the ability to drag them in once more. That's a huge amount of damage. Nice hook coming out from promisq. I don't think they're going to be able to escape because you can see he's already flashed in, ready with those stacks to go. And Jeskla finds that first kill. Jeskla trying, gets it, flashes away. Will he escape with the Ignite? It will. Sub 10 HP, surely. Brilliant hold on the flash there from Gagai.
Yeah, Jeskla went a bit too far forwards there. Gagai got the kill. He didn't get that many stacks, but a kill is a kill. He did get out with his life. If he died there, it would have been a horror. So Obsess, he identified that he went from mid. He ran through mid into bot. There was no real wards for Intrepid Fox, and they had to crash the wave. So MOUZ identified this really well. Really good hook from promisq, lands onto Kyouma, and he does have to flash away, but it's too late. Jeskla flashes forwards. Gagai doesn't have any mana here. I think Jeskla underestimated his damage a bit here. He thought he could get the stacks off without dying, but Gagai played it so well. He got the last auto, flashed away, and that's so good for Intrepid Fox. Having a 1-for-1 when you get ganked like that and making them lose sums as well as you, it makes it so the Armageddon isn't skewed.
And that's the kind of play that you just type in all chat calculated afterwards and, you know...
He lived with 10 HP.
Not even, literally 10 HP, yeah. Wow.
Close one, huh?
No, not even close.
Not even close. He wears his sunglasses, not even close.
He's playing Draven after all.
Yeah. So, pickaxe into Vamp Scepter, bot lane will still be a lot of fighting. It looks like Intrepid Fox have a bouncing wave here. Their jungler's running down. MOUZ doesn't have any sums, but there's double TP on the side of MOUZ, so I wouldn't expect any huge dives from this wave. Maybe perhaps a Drake start could work, but Obsess, if you look at the camps and the CS taken here, he's down a level. He's down around 3 camps right now. He's not really been farming that much. He's just been ganking. He did 3 camps, ran mid, instantly flashed on him, ran from mid, instantly into bot to get a gank off, killed his topside camps, and now he's back in bot side.
And LeBron's going to have to be a little careful here. He does have that flash available.
Might have to flash.
Yeah, Obsess Hex flashes over the wall here. Will use that blast cone to stop him from escaping. Now, obviously, LeBron still has that flash. Will go over the wall and escape. And now Punisher Punisher? Going straight in, no chill, onto Leader, flashes on. And Punisher takes the kill.
Okay, a bit deep from the side of MOUZ there. They got the flash from LeBron, but Punisher just moved down. This Lucian's level 5. He's so strong in the early game. I mean, there's so much fighting going on. It's only 5 minutes. Not too many kills, but there's been so many skirmishes, and now Jeskla's getting traded on.
What on earth is going on?
He has lifesteal. Oh, TP
no,
coming in.
Forced to teleport in. Here comes
no flashes.
The pressure. Gagai has not got flashes. Neither does the support, but they get a 1-for-1 trade. It should be another kill, though, as Leader.
Does he get the stun? No, he doesn't.
Doesn't get the stun. The Flay comes through. Will they actually get him? Will he live in this
Leader?
situation? The flash comes through. There he is. Leader.
That was clean.
Backs out with the ult, clean as you like, and it's a 2-for-1 overall.
That was clean from Leader. Makes a mistake by going too deep on the bot side for the flash. Punisher punishes him for it, and then he instantly TPs bot, picks up 2 kills. I mean, now the Intrepid bot lane's going to start to struggle. They both died, and Draven lost all his stacks. MOUZ is going to get a plate here. Jess is going to get a nice easy base here off, and they're going to lose this whole wave. So you definitely want to skew this bot side in the favor of either the Kalista or the Draven. If one gets ahead, it's so difficult for the other one, and
they didn't get the plate.
They didn't get the plate, not too bad, but you can see the replay here. They have to crash the wave, so they have to fight for. Jeskla steps up, and now he makes a mistake, you could argue, but the mistake's recovered from the TP. Obsess is already here. Leader TP's in. He picks up the double kill. The W could have been placed a bit better, so he didn't have to overcommit. He could put a bit more forward, so he can hit Kyouma with the stun, but regardless, he plays this so well. You can see, you can think Kyoma's out here, but he throws the Q for the first stack, E auto, and then flashes with the Q backwards, so it pulls back to him, levels up, ults back. Really well played from Leader, and yeah, Intrepid Fox lose a whole bot wave. And Shen is level 6 now, so MOUZ can keep playing as psycho as they want in this bot side.
You did set it up. It has been an absolute Armageddon on the bot lane. Like, no chill for either team, going in after engage after engage. And I expect that to continue. I expect both of these bot lanes to continue to brawl like this. It's a couple of kills going over to Leader. It's always good to get him fed. He doesn't have that ultimate or that flash available. And here comes LeBron. Don't think he's going to be able to catch Leader out, though.
Yeah. Leader needs to get a base off here. Obsess, he's level 6. They have the Shen ult, and this Lillia has no flash. They could Shen ult for the kill here, or they just can just fully commit to him.
Yeah, didn't quite get him over the wall here. He's going to try and escape, trying to use that movement speed to dash out, and he will be able to get out of the fight.
They could have Shen ulted onto Obsess there as he face check, but there's another fight in bot.
Another fight in bot.
I think he should be fine.
Yeah, he's going to get out with the lantern.
So they could have instantly Shen ulted onto Obsess there when they identified that he was going to face check him, and then the Shen ult. Oh, he flashed back in!
He flashes straight on. Gagai completely unaware. Oh, misses the Q, but Kyouma will back off. Again, Draven going down.
Gagai is really struggling here. He's lost his stacks again. He is really struggling to get the stacks up, and there's a fight on the top, but Tolkin's playing this weak side really well. He has the ult in case the MOUZ bot lane does start to lose, but he doesn't need to use it. He's going to keep the ult. It's a long cooldown, so keeping it. So Intrepid Fox is always saying, like, well, we could fight bot, we could fight mid, but they have Shen ult. We don't. Even when he saw LeBron move into mid for the gank, they didn't want to overcommit on Leader because of the Shen ult. So they're trying to force up a Herald here. They do have some top push going on, but it's going to be a 3v3 by the looks of it.
Actually, could be even
MOUZ
more
bot
than
lane's
that.
moving up as well.
Exactly, MOUZ bot lane moving up to this Rift Herald area. I wonder if they're going to get it in time. Here comes Leader trying to get the stun off. Doesn't happen as now Bako goes in with that ultimate. It's a 50-50 smite war, and the blue Leader gets it. Smites don't even come down, and now it's a 5 versus 3. Intrepid Fox will not lose anybody, but they will lose the Rift Herald.
Was that a 50-50 with no smites? I've never seen that before.
50-50 with no smites.
Okay, so, I mean, MOUZ pick it up. Good rotation from the side of MOUZ. I think the bot lane had the push. They're having all these early game advantages. Maybe it's not in the CS lead, but in the kills, and they did get one plate, so they're going to swap up to the top lane here. The bad thing is, Leader has the Herald, I believe, so they can't pop this Herald on top tower. If Jeskla got the Herald and popped the Herald here, they would have got the full tower. So Intrepid Fox, they are getting something back for this. They're getting full bot plates on the side of Gagai. That's 2 already. I don't think he's going to get 3, but they're going to get Drake as well for this. The Shen ult's still up if they want to fight top side, but Leader needs to get this Herald top.
He's going to head straight up towards that top side of the map. Knows that that first tower is important, getting a load of extra gold on Jeskla and promisq and himself.
They could go 2 towers here if they hear the dragon die.
I think that could be the case. I mean, the dragon goes down. Whether they are able to respond to this quickly enough, Leader's not going to commit. He's just going to throw down the Rift Herald to help out. But if they get a second charge off, that's also a good situation to be in. Yeah,
I don't think they can go for 2 towers. Gagai and Kyouma are instantly basing here, running towards the top side. So good play from MOUZ overall. They did get the tower in the end. They lost 2 plates in bot. They're going to lose a plate here in mid. They didn't lose too many waves, which is the big important thing. Tolkin was able to catch a little bit of waves. They lost a decently big wave in bot, but they did get the Herald for it, so that was an even trade. So after that, they didn't lose too many waves. They might get the second hit too. No, they're not going to get it. So Intrepid Fox here, I think they're going double Muramana here on Lucien and Draven, so they're scaling.
They're scaling. They are scaling on their double AD carry. Right. This has been an action-packed early game, Kadril. I need to take a little stock of where we are. 10 minutes into the game, or rather nearly 11 minutes into the game. What are both of these teams aiming for over the next 10 minutes? What do they want to do to achieve the win conditions of their composition? So
MOUZ has a really strong bot lane in this stage of the game. Jeskla's picked up the Blade of the Ruin King. They still have the Shen ult. The Nautilus is level 6, so they're basically what you want to play around for MOUZ. Leader is in a good spot. He can get the mid push. He can move to bot side. So essentially what you want to do right now for MOUZ is you want to make sure your mid jungle has vision bot side. They can keep pushing and fogging towards the bot tower, and they have the Shen ult for safety in bot side. On the other side, Intrepid Fox, they need to look for picks. They need to look for a catch. They're doing it already. Bako's giving up top waves here to try and stay around. Intrepid Fox's bot lane's moving down, but if they start this fight, it's going to be a 4v5 perhaps.
Could be the case. The hook
they might lose this.
Straight on to Kyouma, who goes down very low. Immediately, LeBron jumps over the wall. It is a 5 versus 4. The Shen ready to join the fight once for and for all. Here goes Bako. Now also going to be the target. LeBron taken down very low as well. He will be the first casualty as Leader adds another head to his belt. And Intrepid Fox are forced to back away. Yeah, Intrepid Fox are going to get some top plating to this on the side of Punisher, but you're fighting on the wrong side of the map. You need to do this kind of play on top side and try to dive the enemy top laner when he's catching top wave. Making a defensive play and making a pick, but is Leader going to dive here? He's going straight onto Gagai, forced to dragged away with the turret. It's going to be an attempted clear from Bako, but he will not get that pleasure as well as there. Kyouma now being forced back. Gagai also just trying to ward away the MOUZ roster, but they are absolutely going in here.
That was slightly illegal from the side of Intrepid Fox. Bot side is kind of their weak side. Bako was down there, LeBron was down there. They shifted with their bot lane all the way across the map into the bot side while Punisher was farming their Krugs, and they went for a full-on 5v5. I mean, they probably thought it was a 4v4, but they have the Shen ult, so you have to keep this into account. Punisher, he has got the 3 platings here. He's getting TP'd on from the side of Leader. He has got Flash on the side of Punisher, so he might try and turn this, but LeBron is around too.
Should have seen this. It was on a control ward.
Yeah.
So he was looking to maybe bait with Lillia, but Leader has the ult. No way that he gets caught out here. Maybe even going for a 2 versus 1. I don't think Lillia can trade effectively versus this Ekko.
Oh, he dodged it.
He dodged it, and now Leader hungry for blood. Lillia.
His movement speed's going to fall off now. So Leader could chase this. There's no tower.
There's no tower. Leader does manage to get the slowdown. In he goes. Second kill, 2 versus 1 for the Leader.
And you know what the best thing is? He has Magi. He just picked up so many Magi stacks. 15 stacks on this Magi in 12 minutes.
15 stacks on Magi. That is a statement from Leader.
The whole problem that the Intrepid Fox is facing now is the fact that Jeskla and promisq are ahead. They can dictate the map movement. What they should have done is just play top side, try to cross map, go 4-man top, try to dive Tolkin when he catches top wave, play into the Shen rather than away from the Shen. And MOUZ are just diving all over the map.
Oh my word, they are going in. Obsess looking for the fight here. Gagai will be the target. Now Gagai throws down the ult from the shield at the perfect time as the first kill goes over to Leader. The second here over to Jeskla. promisq will not miss Q in that scenario. And now Punisher going to be forced to back off. Flash in. Do his best to trade back, but he will eventually die. I think LeBron will do quite well in this situation. Some low HP bars. He's got
Bako.
Oh, Bako coming in from the back. Dragged in by Obsess. And now Tolkin on the menu. I think he's going to get chased down. Has got that flash available. Should be able to taunt and flash if needed. There's no way the rest of Intrepid Fox can chase.
This is what we said, X-Scoundrel. MOUZ are going to dive you. They're going to fight you. Any inch of a fight they can take, they're going to grab a hold of it and just go for it. So they're diving on every wave. I think this is all down to the fact that Intrepid Fox didn't cross-map. They tried to defend their weak side. They get dove on their weak side. And as soon as you sort of try to defend your weak side and lose, the whole map becomes weak side. You don't have any more strong side. So they lose top fight. They're going to lose the mid fight. But MOUZ, this was a bit of an overextension. They go for the dive. Gagai tries to catch mid wave. Leader's moving down. They have no TP on the side of Renekton. So it is essentially a 4v2 going into the fight. But Punisher's on his way here. LeBron's on his way here. They do take out 2 members straight away on the side of Intrepid Fox, but they need to run. As soon as this kill goes down, they need to get out. This is too much. You're too low. You can't go back in. But the MOUZ syndrome, they go back in. They land the Nautilus on Punisher, no flash, and then they overcommit. They do pick him up eventually, I believe, but is it worth it? They lost 2 members straight away. They do TP in to try and save the play, but Bako comes in. It's 4 kills on the side of MOUZ for 3. It wasn't really worth it for the side of MOUZ because of the shutdowns. 900 gold onto LeBron. Yeah, that was a much-needed injection of gold for Intrepid Fox, and now only puts them around 1,500 gold behind the MOUZ roster. Punisher got a nice injection there. You can see he's only 1,200 behind Leader, and given how well Leader is performing at 7-2 on this Ekko, that's not an awful disadvantage to have to face. Yeah, and he has the Magi's. He didn't lose too many stacks because he picked up a couple kills, so he's on 13 stacks here. Lost 2 in total. Going for the Lich Bane as well. Is Punisher going more second on the Lucien just against 1 AP damage in the Ekko? I hope that Caulfield's Warhammer is going towards an Essence Reaver or something, because then he definitely will have the damage. If he goes more, he's going to lack a lot of damage. But Drake's being taken here by MOUZ. They have good bot power. They got the Drake, so they got the bot tower too. Punisher is no flash here. He's stepping up quite far. Yeah, he has got that vision to see the rest of MOUZ walking through, and he'll be able to escape with relative ease. Here comes Leader, though, trying to steal away this blue buff. Yeah, Smite. Oh, Smite a little bit too early there. Bit of a cringe play, as Kadril said, but you know, it happens. Yeah, I mean, Intrepid Fox is not too bad. They have the Renekton TP up now to match the Shen ult. Bako is quite strong with his blade. He's keeping the top push. Punisher is scaling pretty well. And the game's going to slow down a bit. It's been a bit hectic. There's 19 kills in 16 minutes. And this is what I want them to do from the start. They should just go for a top dive. Oh, Leader. Leader's trying to maybe catch out Gagai here. Gagai walks straight across. Leader catches him with the sweeper, and he will die instantly. In the same point, though, Tolkin goes down to that top lane dive. And as you said, kind of what Intrepid Fox needed to focus on beforehand, but they still get the kill. Try to cross-map more. This is what they should have done earlier instead of trying to make a 4v5 in the bot side. Try to cross-map, get your Draven ahead, shut down the Shen, play into the Shen. Now, Jeskla ults onto promisq. And promisq thrown forwards here. Now, Bako in the mix. Obsess comes across. We'll get the shutdown onto Lillia. It's going to be an attempted trade here, but the ult will stop him. Jeskla will pick up the kill. He will go down eventually. I think the minions did a bit of work there.
and it's a 2-for-1 overall.
Now, you can't blame Intrepid Fox for dying there. Punisher gets a full bot tower to himself. Jeskla and promisq essentially base dropped all bot waves, dropped bot tower just to get to this fight. So MOUZ, they're hungry for blood. They want to fight. They don't care about towers. They don't care about minions. They're just going to scrap anywhere possible, and there's no real objectives on the bot side of the map now. The Herald's going to go down for the side of MOUZ, so that'll help them crack open mid-tier 2 perhaps, but I really hope Punisher builds into an Essence over here. If he goes for an early Maw into the Ekko, I think he's really going to struggle in teamfights and doing damage.
We'll see what he gets. On the back, he goes for a BF sword, so it does look like it's going to be that Reaver, as you said, and unlikely to be going for an early Maw because it's just a massive lack of damage. It's be an easy second Rift Herald here for MOUZ. That's probably what they're going to use to help accelerate the game now, because this game has been kept relatively even because these scraps have just been not completely dominant. Like every time MOUZ goes in for a fight, they're always trading. They're not getting anything clean, and they haven't exactly got a soul win condition right now either, with the fact that we've only got 2 dragons taken and it's 1 apiece.
Yeah, Mountain Soul. It's not the best soul, arguably, but a soul's a soul.
A soul's a soul.
They're definitely going to play for it. Leader is going into the side lane here, and this is where MOUZ's comp kind of comes online. Leader's got 2 items. He's got 17 Magi stacks. He's level 12. He's got the Shen ult on top of him as well if he needs it, so he can freely push in these top waves and just play like a nutcase. He can just dash onto Punisher whenever he wants. He's probably just going to run at him and just dash at him because he has the Shen ult. His bot lane's leaning into bot side, which not too much of a fan of. They should try and get some vision for Leader here so he can play as aggressive as possible and just keep trying to snowball Leader as much as you can, just so he can keep the side pressure. If you have the side pressure, you can move it to mid, and you can move your mid pressure to bot. So you can kind of control the map from one side lane if you play it properly. And they have the Shen ult to answer if Intrepid Fox try to match top, and Tolkin get back off bot side if they try to cross map.
Punisher, he really wants that control ward. Obsess is here. He actually dashes in for it. A little bit dangerous as Obsess is waiting in the wings. Has got that Rift Herald ready to go also.
Yeah, MOUZ bot, they need to push mid and go top side now. They have to help. They have to help Leader.
Don't think they know that Obsess is there, but Obsess is going to back off. Leader's not going to get any more support here from the MOUZ bot lane, who are actually heading to the bot side themselves.
Yeah, they're just trying to help Tolkin catch some creeps here. He was farming a bit of the jungle camps, and now he's just going to push out the bot wave so it crashes, makes it so Intrepid Fox can't freeze, makes it so he can roam towards mid without using the ult, so not bad overall. The game slowed down a lot, actually.
It has. Given how insane this early game was, the game has really slowed down from the last few minutes. You can see that Rift Herald will be dropped on the top side of the map here. Going to be a face check by Obsess into Lillia. LeBron,
it's going deep.
Yeah, LeBron will be able to escape. Nice attempted hook coming out from promisq, but it won't actually land, and now Gagai forced to head back towards that mid lane tier 2. MOUZ do have control of every lane right now. It is Intrepid Fox being boxed back behind their tier 2s.
Yeah, and you saw Bako chasing down Tolkin there, trying to stop him from ulting away, making sure that he's going to keep check on him, making sure they can fight. So the Herald tick comes out. Leader's trading onto Punisher.
Leader's trading onto Punisher, forced to ult straight away as the combo did not land. In the meantime, that is going to be Kyouma taken so low. Jeskla picks up the kill. No trade back from the Intrepid Fox roster, but that is a huge amount of damage coming out from the Lillia. 3 very low health bars. No way to get the executes on the kills, though. As you can see now, Bako working his way over. They won't be able to catch them. Close, but no cigar.
And as we say, the game's slowing down. It speeds back up. Punisher does opt for the Maw. He does have the BF sword. It will help a little bit on the side lane with the Ekko, so it's not the worst, but I would like to see something like an S3. But MOUZ's tempo, it's kind of in the pavement now. Jeskla can lifesteal up. They are going to start up the Drake. Leader has TP, so they could either try to stop Baron here or contest, but I'm guessing Jeskla sitting on a lot of gold, but they are walking in. There is a TP coming in too.
TP is
They have the Shen ult as well.
They have the Shen ult too. I don't know if it'll be quick enough to contest the Drake, but he may be able to get the fights. As now Ekko, Leader looking for the engage, will not find any stuns. Immediately forced very low in this engage. Gets shut down by Bako. That is Leader dropping to the floor, and now Gagai picks up the second on the Tolkin. Poor coordination from MOUZ on that second time.
That's really just happened. They went into the fight. It was 3v5, almost 3v4, and they didn't have the ult on Leader. So the ult just came up now. They just wasted a TP. They wasted Shen ult, and Intrepid Fox could move towards the Baron. I'm not sure if they can fully commit to it. Bako has TP if they want to start it. The TP's coming in, so they're going to try to start it. They're going to try to force it. It is jungle versus jungle, but they are engaging onto promisq. They need to Kalista. They don't have Kalista ult either.
They don't have the Kalista ult either. There goes Bako trying to pressure Jeskla. And Jeskla forced a flash, scared of that stun coming out from Bako that was just previously used on promisq. So they force a flash for relatively nothing there for Intrepid Fox. They're going to start up this Baron. They are going to make MOUZ check them, and it looks like the teleport's coming through.
TP coming in. Obsess has not got the smite up, so Intrepid Fox don't know that. They might just go for a flip or they might look to turn.
Go straight onto Kyouma here. Kyouma taken very low. There comes the ultimate, and now promisq forced away. And actually, this is a good fight for Intrepid Fox if it stays the way it is. No one being touched. Punisher, look at him go. He has been completely untouched in this fight. And Jeskla now
Leader's
stepping
back
forward. Leader is back, though. You are correct. And now Leader should be able to clean up the rest. Jeskla able to pick up the kill. Somehow Intrepid Fox turned what should have been a relatively easy fight into a loss.
Yeah, they tanked the Baron for too long. I think they could have just gone for the flip there. The game's not going so good for them. Just go for the flip on the Baron, try to get it. Your jungle was 2 levels up before the fight, so they could have fully committed, but they decided to turn. I think Gagai's positioning wasn't that good, and now MOUZ capitalizing on the mistakes. Leader came back in from base, Tolkin TP'd in. It was a 4v5, Leader joined, it became a 5v5, and now MOUZ should secure this Baron quite easily, and now Ekko with Baron and a Shen ult is going to be quite deadly on the side lanes.
They haven't taken it down yet.
LeBron has flash.
Has got flash. Oh, almost! That is going to be the secure from Jeskla. Just a little too late on the flash there. And Leader should be able to pick up his second kill. Nice hook coming through there. Comes Gagai. Has got the ult available, as you said. And we'll back out of that fight.
Yeah, if we watch the replay here, promisq instantly engages it almost. The Nash goes down to 6k. Obsess is looking over the wall for the steal, but the TP comes in from Tolkin. They know they have to fight this, so I think Thresh oversteps a bit here. They try to capitalize on as much as they can. LeBron also looks for the turn, Bako looks for the turn, but watch Gagai's positioning. He tries to get as much damage as he can, and then he runs downwards away from his team. So then promisq instantly hooks him in. They take down Gagai. One of the damage dealers is dead. That just kind of leaves Punisher on the front line. Bako gets taken down as well, and now Leader's back, so what was a 4v5 gets turned into just a mess for the side of Intrepid Fox. I think Gagai's positioning wasn't that good. They were turning on different targets. Bako was turning onto Jeskla. Kyouma was turning onto promisq, so it was just a bit of miscoordination there.
I think Gagai maybe was afraid of being Sett ulted, I suppose. Maybe that's why he was trying to break line of sight a little bit there, but
could be, yeah.
I don't know. Like, they just seemed like a bit weird positioning for Gagai because he wasn't even landing basic attacks. He was just kind of stood in the front line. Yeah,
they kind of had to, I think they were threatened for Obsess hex flashing over the wall and going for a steal, so they tried to turn as 5 men onto one side, but it didn't go too well for them. But now the game state, they have the mirror man on the Lucien. Draven still doesn't have his mirror mana. He has an Edge of Night as well, so this Draven's build, it's not going to scale very well if you're going into lethality. Punisher's holding Tolkin here.
Yeah, and actually you can see LeBron heading down the side lane to try and impact this. Punisher taken very low. Tolkin doing what he can. The ultimate comes through. Trades 1 for 1 though, as we do lose Kyouma in mid. Ekko and the Leader rather just sat on the top side of the map, and they have pressure on this top lane inhibitor turret now.
Yeah, they're rotating to the top side. They should be able to get this top inhib. It's going to be a 4v4, but they are missing Shen versus the side of Thresh, so it is in favor of Intrepid Fox, but Punisher's not even out of base yet, so they're going to get this inhib. They're going to get out. They're probably going to move towards mid here, and Tolkin just getting overconfident on the side lane. Punisher looking for the all-in. LeBron covering him really well, and if you're playing a 1-3-1 with Shen ult, the Shen has to play safe. If he's the reactive player, then he's the one that's ulting into your team. You're the one that has to be really, really patient. Wait for them to show on the map, and then you can start pushing.
They still cross-map, though. They still got an inhibitor turret, and they still got an inhibitor, so Tolkin dying was worth something at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it's debatable in a sense where Kyouma got caught himself, right? So if he was alive, they probably could have looked for some sort of 4v4 contest on the top in it, but the fact that there were 3, Punisher was still bot trying to push out the wave, it was difficult for them to hold. So both teams kind of making a mistake there, but MOUZ still have the Baron. They got the top in it, which was their objective in the first place, so it didn't hurt them too much, and MOUZ are kind of taking over the map now. I think they're going to push in mid, look for bot. The 4-1's taking over here. Shen, I mean, Tolkin could go top and try and stop Lucien pushing in, but he doesn't really need to. He can just group with his team. The way MOUZ is playing it, the way he's supposed to play a 4-1. Push in mid, move to the side, help him as much as you can.
And Leader obviously incredibly strong. Punisher just attempting to push these inhibitor minion waves back, not actually joining his team for the time being. Happy to sacrifice that tier 2 to gain a bit of time in the top lane. But honestly, MOUZ, as you said, completely in control of this map state.
The Baron buff's off, so MOUZ hitting onto this mid tower. I'm not sure if they can overcommit for it here. Leader's also hitting onto bot, but Punisher's still top.
Punisher's still top, and wow, Bako taking it incredibly low there. They may end up losing one of these 2 inhibitor turrets because of that engage, and with Punisher spending so long on the top side of the map, they may get punished, but pretty close right now. That mid lane turret does not have a wave to work with, and they are back in time.
I would argue they have to back off now. They have no Baron, the Drake's up, but it's MOUZ, so they're probably going to go for a dive somewhere. They're probably going to try to force this tower. They're probably going to use the Ekko and the Shen as much as they can, but I'm not sure if you can siege onto this without Baron.
Remember, it's really important for MOUZ to win here because the Prime League does not have a guaranteed seed in the quarterfinals, and MOUZ, much like Gamers Origin, if they were to go 3-1, it would make their job getting out of Group D that much easier. For Intrepid Fox, you know, for the GLL, It's mathematically, I'm telling you, there's a chance that they can get out of groups, but it's very unlikely, realistically, especially with the way this game currently is. It's not massively done. There is no 6,000 gold. That's not completely insurmountable, but mousesports are in the driving seat. They're the ones that have to throw this game. As the Q comes through from promisq, he gets the hook, lands the root, and now is looking for the engage. The Gargoyle Stoneblade has been propped, but the rest of MOUZ just not in position to capitalize.
Yeah, Tolkin, is that, no, that's leader TPing in the bot, trying to keep the pressure up. The problem is, if you look at the items, Gagai just doesn't have the items compared to Jeskla. This all comes from the early game Armageddon in bot. Jeskla was favored, and they're looking for a fight here. They're
looking for a fight, and Obsess does not manage to ult the correct way. We'll just back out of that fight after throwing Bako away.
Wasn't in the correct direction, but Leader's going in.
Leader's going straight into Punisher, forced to use the ultimate immediately. Punisher actually takes relatively minimal damage for that as well.
You can see MOUZ, they're like frothing at the mouth. They just want to fight. Leader's trying to W in, ulting out. Obsess is flashing and trying to get the ult, so they just want to fight. There's not much to fight over. Intrepid Fox identified well. They don't have to get sucked into it. They just have to clear the waves, play it slow. Punisher is scaling really well, but I just think Gagai, with this build, is not going to scale too well. He's probably building towards something like a Death Stance now, perhaps, or a Sanguine Blade is what we've seen on some Dravens, but Jeskla's items are just so strong in the mid to late game stages, and I think Gagai is just going to struggle in teamfights trying to take down Obsess and promisq with these items that they have now.
So for MOUZ, how do they close this game out? Is it a case of just playing around dragons, waiting for the next Baron, utilizing that to execute their 1-4?
It's going to come down to the Baron. They need the Baron to end with this comp. It's really hard for them to hit towers. They have 4 melee champs and a Kalista, so they're really short range. The Ekko does win over side, but even though he pushed in the waves, Lucien can clear them quite easily, so there's not much to siege onto. So just trying to keep them in their base, push them in as much as you can, then move towards the Baron. Maybe even Jeskla and Obsess can 2-man it while the team's other side of MOUZ just kind of keep pushing the waves, trying to look for fights. So deep vision is the objective, trying to keep lanes pushed in and then move towards Baron, because it's really hard for them to hit towers.
Tolkin's continue to push. They can even 1-3-1, like you said, with Tolkin, but they seem to have been opting into the 1-4 with Leader rather. It is going to be that potential duo of Obsess and Jeskla just taking it 2-man right now, where the rest of MOUZ just try and ward away any kind of play from Intrepid Fox. Taken low. MOUZ is...
They have to walk in.
Oh, have to walk in. They go straight on to Leader, who takes very low, gets taken down by Gagai. Brilliant. Zhonya's coming out from LeBron to buy some time as he drags promisq out of danger. Jeskla now forced to back off. Another misplay by MOUZ, and another misplay by...
Could get Baron here.
They could get Baron away. promisq takes out LeBron. There is no smite available. Obsess straight into the pit, gets taken low. Get the bloody Baron. Do it now. Intrepid Fox take it. And suddenly the fight is in their favor. They are 4 versus 2. The inhibitor minions are bashing away at their Nexus turrets, but they win the fight.
Huge mistake from MOUZ. The 2-man was good, but Leader just overcommitted. He doesn't have any Merc treads. Tolkin's going to try and take down Punisher. He has the more. I think Punisher can turn this.
Punisher can definitely turn this, and he wants to go in because there is no taunt available for Tolkin, no refuge either. And it is another kill for the mid laner here in the form of Punisher.
If you watch the replay here, Leader plays it good. They're actually doing the setup pretty well. They have the Shen ult, but Tolkin actually ults in. Leader goes in first. He gets the full combo off, but he gets stunned. He gets CC'd. They don't actually take down LeBron because he stopwatches, and Tolkin used his ult on Leader and didn't get into the fight. He has TP, but he doesn't really have anywhere to TP to. He could TP on the ward on the entrance red or in the Nash pit, but they're peeling off the Nash. They can't fight the entrance red, and look at LeBron. He actually gets executed from the Baron. He could have lived and could have probably saved the Nash buff, but you walk too close to the wall, you get spat at by the Baron.
No.
That's just how the cookie crumbles. And then it's a 3v4. Obsess tries to get the smite off, but it's just too early. It was 1.3 HP. Tolkin TP's in way too late, and they turn onto Jeskla. They get the Baron. Gagai flashes forward. They get the shutdown, and everything just kind of fell apart for this side of MOUZ. Tolkin tries to save it. Punisher does get bursted down, but the Maw comes into action, baby. That's that second item Maw that I'm talking about. He gets the lifesteal.
Okay. All right, Kato, I'm going to wind back 20 minutes. If this guy goes second item Maw, he's basically inting.
It paid off. Hey, it paid off. Respect. This Lucien sitting at 4 items now, building towards Infinity Edge. Bako's picked up a Death Stance, and not only the items that I want to pay your attention to, but I want to look at the levels. Bako's 2 levels up on Tolkin, LeBron's a level up, Punisher's a level up, and Gagai is still a little bit behind. His build isn't optimal, but they just kind of threw the game.
I mean, it's not over till it's over, but I do want to kind of set the scene in the sense that it's not impossible for Intrepid Fox to qualify. If they were to go 3-3, they could technically, given other results, force a tiebreaker situation. It is not like they cannot get out of this group. So a win here would be a pretty big deal, but we've got to fight.
TP coming in, leaders flanking. It's going to be Jeskla versus Punisher in this fight, I think.
Oh, here we go. Straight in. Obsess now by himself. He's buying time. That's a huge engage. Great stun as well. And already MOUZ have completely blown this fight apart. Gagai can do nothing as he's forced away. A double kill for Jeskla, and now Bako will be the final casualty. It'll be a 5v1 to defend the base for Gagai, but surely MOUZ win the game.
And the game just ends like that. They overextend mid as 5. They get collapsed on from a flank. Punisher, no flash. He steps up too far, and everyone's going to die. Punisher was really the only carry that they had. Gagai's items aren't that good in the late game. Bako's kind of tanky, but MOUZ identified the person they needed to kill. They got Punisher down, and it was just a 5v4 from then onwards.
I told you it was mathematically possible. With this loss, it is mathematically impossible. That is the nail in the coffin for Intrepid Fox, but it is the hope for the Prime League. MOUZ 3-1 set themselves up for an opportunity to get out of this group and get a guaranteed seed for the Prime League in the quarterfinals.
We expected a bloodbath. We got a bloodbath. More kills and minutes in the game. You love to see it, but just some poor decision making from MOUZ around the Baron. They did get something back from Intrepid Fox. They had the Baron, they had an even gold lead, they had a huge Lucien, but they just overextended. They didn't have flashes, they got flanked, they got punished.
They just got absolutely creamed in the mid lane. Like it was honestly just like everything on top of 3 or 4 members. It was not even close. I don't know why you're smiling. That's an actual phrase. Right, I'm going to go to a quick break.
Yeah.
When we're back, we will break down that game.
Sure, man.
It's great.